Hey everyone, welcome to QuestionPro's webinar today. We're going to be doing a product live showcase with some of our next gen research tools. I am Dan Fleetwood, the president of research and insights here at QuestionPro, and joining me is Kartik Bhatt. He's the solutions architect also here at QuestionPro. Kartik, welcome.
Thanks, Dan. Excited to be on this call.
Great, great. Today we're going to be sharing the QuestionPro BI tool. We're going to be talking about Research Suite overall, and then we're going to dive into specific features that we've released, like Livecast, updated Turf module, talk about AI and research, and then we'll give you a live demo of these features as well. So to start this out, I want to just give you an overview of the QuestionPro BI platform. And this is a data visualization platform that really helps insight teams who struggle with data intelligence. I think this is pretty common. And how do you visualize the data? How do you analyze it? And really make it easy to use and flexible. So we broke it down into three different areas here. One is, data visualization is complicated. After the survey data is collected, dashboards are not powerful. They not offer really flexible and quick and actionable dashboards. It's kind of cumbersome. Another reason is, research data is underutilized. Because of this, it's hard to showcase trends and from research reports natively within the tool. And then also, BI dashboards are expensive. Let's face it. And we wanted to offer a really powerful tool that was also budget friendly as well. So that's what we have with the BI dashboard. This is built into QuestionPro, so it seamlessly integrates with our suite of products, not only Research Suite, but also CX and Workforce as well, and really allows you to swiftly present data. It's very agile. You can see on the fly, as we'll show you in the demo, and really facilitates the next generation of enhanced insights. And I think best of all is it's AI driven as well, which Kartik will show you coming up here. So what is QuestionPro BI? As I mentioned, it's an intuitive data visualization platform for charting solutions, unlocking actionable insights, and intelligent reporting from native QuestionPro surveys. So it does the heavy lifting for you. There's a function in here that you'll see where you have your survey, you just click a button, and you get these beautiful charts that show up automatically. Of course, you can customize them. You can do different things like filters and slice the data and so forth. So we've really developed this powerful tool to help you as the user plot interactive yet smart dashboards so that you can analyze both qualitative and quantitative data as well. So that's the overview of BI. I think as Kartik will show you coming up in the demo, you'll get a good overview of it and you'll really be able to see the power of the BI dashboards. I want to talk a little bit about the Research Suite and first just introduce it for people that might not know about what the Research Suite is. So the Research Suite at QuestionPro is a powerful research platform that really has countless applications. So everything from choice modeling to product service development, competitive benchmarking, A/B testing, pricing research, longitudinal tracking studies, you name it, we can pretty much do it all with the Research Suite. And really what this leverages is different tools or platforms within the Research Suite that allow you to do everything from both qualitative and quantitative research. So we have the Research Edition survey license, which really allows you to do everything from conjoint max diff to turf analysis, as I'll show you coming up here, in addition to other pricing type research with Garber Granger, Van Westendorp, and a whole slew of other research applications that you can utilize with the Research Edition. We also have communities, great for both qualitative and quantitative. This allows you to co-create with your members and really to have a ongoing active community inside of QuestionPro. And again, all of these are integrated inside of the platform as well. We also have audience where you can select the sample that you want to send it to, click a button, and the system does the rest, gathers those responses, and gets it back to you. So we make it really easy from a respondent collection or data collection perspective and getting you those respondents. We also have Insights Hub, which is a single source of truth really for all the data that you have and you've collected, all those research projects, get them into a single repository, and then allows you to make it searchable with AI, deliver reporting and so forth with Insights Hub. We also have DigSite, which is a qualitative module that we have rebuilt from the ground up. And this really allows you to do 2 to 3 day, like really good product tests and a number of other sort of qualitative applications that you can utilize with DigSite. We take care of everything from the discussion guide all the way through moderation and then reporting as well. Or it can also be used as a DIY tool, but it's really a purpose-built platform for agile qualitative research. And then, if you need it, we have our services team that can do everything from end-to-end research, from programming, you name it, that the team can do it there. And it's really a growing segment of our business as well. So let's dive a little bit further into the research survey platform. So again, just to reiterate, this is professional grade surveys, enterprise level. There's 50 plus question types that you can utilize. Like I mentioned with Conjoint, Garber Granger, Van Westendorp, Max Diff, you name it. The question type is probably there. And you can also access a template of surveys, over 350. We also have different AI tools built in, as I'll talk about here in a minute. We also have powerful survey logic. Our point and click logic, as many of our clients attest, is very powerful. You don't really need to use JavaScript very much within our platform, although you can, and it's available to you. We've made it easy, even from an extraction standpoint. So it's very powerful survey logic that's built in natively to the platform, and it's all point and click based as well. And then we allow you to collect bias-free research with those A/B testing. Obviously, there's randomization, weighting, balancing, and all of those things that you need for good quality research. And mentioned a few of the analytics, but I want to dive into a little bit more of what we can do. We have a very robust crosstab tool that will allow you to do things like confidence intervals. It will also have different types of stat testing as well. You can run different banners and stubs and so forth within that as well. We have conjoint analysis, max diff, heat map. We have that as well. Van Westendorp. We have trend analysis, gap analysis, and turf analysis, which I will be showcasing here in just a bit. So one of the features that I wanted to talk about and that I'll be showcasing is Livecast. Livecast really is uh, our qualitative module within our quantitative survey platform. So this question type employs machine learning and natural language processing to analyze individual video submissions and generate detailed reports from respondent submitted video responses. This is a very interactive and a great way to include qualitative in your quantitative surveys. So our clients like it. They can add the question to a survey, collect a video response. It's very rich. You get the video response in the analysis. You also get a transcript and you get a summary. And then you're able to really analyze and get those video responses in, but then make sense of it in a more quantitative format as well. It's a great question type and one that I would recommend utilizing, and I will showcase this coming up as well. Another one of our analytic techniques that I wanted to talk about is turf. This is recently redesigned within QuestionPro and some additional features as well. If you don't know what turf analysis is, it stands for total unduplicated reach and frequency. Turf analysis is used to identify a combination of products, services, or features that will reach the widest possible audience with the least amount of overlap. It helps you determine the optimal mix that maximizes consumer interest or appeal, especially when you're limited in how many options you can offer, right? We all want to offer unlimited options. That's not the reality. So how do you choose what options are best for the market and for your customers? You can run or do a turf analysis. And I will be showcasing our turf analysis coming up here in just a bit. All right, I want to talk a little bit about AI. Unless you've been living under a rock, I think you've heard about AI. More and more insights teams are utilizing it, and it's something that QuestionPro was early on in addressing. We were one of the first platforms, if not the first, to get an AI survey generator inside of the tool. So utilizing QuestionPro AI, you can generate surveys. What I want to show you coming up is how you can take that and leverage like attention check questions or questions like that, where you can get those questions in and really help out with data quality in that regard as well. We also have AI in our dashboards, not only in BI, but other dashboards as well. I'm sure Kartik, when he shows the BI platform, will show you how we are utilizing AI in those dashboards as well. We can do sentiment analysis and beyond with advanced analytics, leveraging AI. Data quality, not only from a perspective of generating attention check questions, but also utilizing AI to help out with gibberish, contextual analysis, different things like that, that really AI, we can leverage AI to help us out in data quality. Data quality is another very important topic within the research industry. It has been for years until AI came over and really came on the scene. I think it was all about data quality. Now I think it's kind of shifting back a little bit to data quality or how AI can help out with data quality. So that's an interesting aspect of it as well. Also, in our community platform, we're utilizing AI inside of our video discussions module. We have open-ended and natural language processing. We're utilizing it to summarize our topics module. So it's like think about it like a form, and you have many responses from your members in the community platform, and you want to be able to quickly summarize those topics. What are the three most important points? That's what we're utilizing AI for. And then an Insights Hub with insights management and stories. There's a Ask AI functionality where you can ask AI. It'll go through all of the data that you have within the Insights Hub platform, and then it'll give you back the information that you need. So we're utilizing AI a lot within our platform, and there will be more to come. So what this really means is, as I mentioned, QuestionPro is an early adopter of generative AI in insights management and market research. But there's a lot of differentiators that I believe we have. We're very cognizant of the fact that we need to be responsible with AI. So we strive to ensure transparency, representation, consent, and also explainability. Those are very important. We leverage our AI tools for both qualitative and quantitative research in the language of your choice. And then we try to make it easy to use and intuitive. Those tools are going to be baked right into the system to offer you the highest return on your research and make it really easy, right? So that's what we want it. We want to utilize that. It's pretty much point and click, and then you get those AI results and analysis that you need. So that's really the Question Pro difference when it comes to AI. What I want to do now is I will let Kartik take over and share his screen here. We want to go over and do a demo of the BI dashboards. We'll do a deep dive on that. I'll showcase the live cast, question type and analysis. I'll show you Turf within the Question Pro platform. And then I'll give you kind of this bonus AI attention check question generation and how you can utilize that. So with that, Kartik, I will stop my screen share and I'll pass it over to you.
Thanks, Dan. Let me quickly share my screen. I've been eager to showcase this to someone, so let's do it. A lot of good stuff happening on BI, so always excited to kind of come and just show off, I guess. So
It's going to be many people, Kartik.
awesome. So today what I'm going to be doing essentially is talk about firstly like what's the process. Okay, I have my survey, I've collected my data, and then what happens, right? Generally, when you think of BI, you think of it's going to take you at least 1 hour, 1.5 hours to set the visuals the way you want and how easy or difficult it is, right? So I'm going to start off with that and then just go through like the BI system and show you some of like the bells and whistles. And then after that, I'm going to show some really cool stuff that is coming up in the next 2 to 3 months. So if anyone wants like early access, beta access, you can just reach out to your account managers and or even reach out to QuestionPro in general, and we can certainly enable that for you guys. So the reporting I'll be doing today on BI is basically for this survey. We have close to 6 or 7,000 responses. This was kind of like a basic election tracker that we ran from probably September to December of 2024. So it's a very basic survey. I mean, the survey itself is not out of the ordinary, but it'll show you like what kind of output can we get from this, what kind of insights can we get from something like this. So now let's go into BI. So in the product switcher here, you'll see essentially BI, and this is how you get into BI. I already have mine open. And on the left navigation, you have dashboards, you have service tags. We'll talk about that in a minute. Waiting, we'll again talk about that as well. Pathos, which is kind of a AI engine, and something known as BI variables, which I'll also talk in a minute. So going into the process of actually creating a dashboard. So let's just create one from scratch. So let's just do webinar. And here you have two options essentially. You can start off with a blank canvas and just add your logo and colors and just do it the way you want. But I almost always just start off with QX bot. So what this does essentially is sees the context of your survey, sees the questions, and then just predicts the right way to visualize it. So I would say it at least does 70 to 80% of the heavy lifting, and then you can just go and make edits to that baseline. So let's see how this works. So I'm gonna go select that survey we just saw. Mm. So no matter how much data you have, like we also have respondents or we have clients with over a million, 2 million responses. The dashboard is going to be equally fast. So you'll see within minutes, my entire dashboard is created. So I can see like what data has come from where, what's been my response trend. And then for every widget based on the context of the question, the correctly. So you'll see for gender, it's kind of use this pictorial graph. For this particular question, it's kind of created a heat map for me. Here it's kind of created this ranking widget. So it just generally tries to create like the optimum way of showing it. So this one, like how does the hostage situation in Israel affect you? This was kind of the an open-ended question. So I kind of did some sentiment analysis on that. So in general, it's just going to do some basic analysis and some basic kind of visualizations for you. And obviously, you want to edit this, you want to play around with it, you want to make it look the way you want. So starting off with, let's say, response info, I need some more stuff here. So let's say I go into settings and I can go into analytics and I can say I want the question count. So there were 18 questions that were asked. And I want, let's say, my first response date. So I know when this was launched. So I can easily add that information. And then here you'll see like this is like a long list of where we got the data from it. These are different states in US. And obviously this like nobody cares about all these small numbers, right? So I can just go into settings, go into analytics and just say show the top 10 response. That's it. So now this looks much cleaner. It's showing the top 10 and then I don't need to worry about all the others. And I can also just make this a bit bigger. And then for gender, let's say I don't want this pictorial thing. I just want a simple pie chart for this. So I can just go into settings. That will show me essentially all the chart types I could use. So you'll see like you can practically visualize the data the way you want. So here I could go ahead and just add something as simple as a pie chart. And now obviously I don't want to represent others, it's just confusing people. So I can just go in labels and I can just disable that. So now I have essentially a clean widget with just two options. I'm just going to resize this. And then for age, we have like the bar charts created, so nothing out of here. So let's say for this one, so the bot itself decided like, okay, I'm going to show this in a heat map because that what it feels the best way to show it. But let's say I really want to just see a much more visual representation of this. So I could potentially use maybe a stack bar graph or even a spider. So I can go into settings and I can see different visualizations. So for example, how does a spider look for something like this? So I could potentially use this if I come here. So this is how this looks. Or I could just simply go and use maybe matrix bar or even a stacked bar where I can basically just see for every year how has like let's say Republican changed or Democrats changed or these options changed. So different ways I can basically have data visualized. Now here, let's say it's used kind of this ranking. So let's take a look at what this question is trying to tell us. So now this is much more better. So please rate the issues that are most important to you for voting, right? And okay, like it's good, but like I can probably have a different way of showing this. So I can come here, and I could also do like different ways I could visualize this. So again, I can also do a heat map, and I can do like some amount of stat testing to see which cells are more significantly uh, better. And let's go now to something more interesting. Okay, so let's just take this, and let's say if there's some sentiments or there are some themes that the AI was able to do, right? So this is all AI generated. Obviously, the sentiment is going to be negative, but I also want to see what are some of the themes maybe that have come up from the data. So I'm going to settings, and for any open-ended data, you will see like different visualizations starting from a standard word cloud to a standard tabular text report. You can add sentiment to that, and you have different options here. And the one we'll use is the topic bar. So what this essentially gives you is from the data, what are the top 10 things people have been speaking about? So you'll see security, staff, service, or some of these experience, some of these things that come up here. And then I can obviously go and say, okay, if these tags are not correct, just mistag something and go and rechange it and work on it that way as well. And if I just click on this, and you also see like what are the comments that have actually have it had it tagged in that fashion. And now let's look at everyone's favorite topic, which is okay. Now I want to really trend, how people felt for voting for like let's say Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris at that point of time. So what I can do now is go into add widget, go into advanced. In advanced, we'll see all this advanced stuff that you can essentially do. So you have like a trend line, or you have you can also use this as like a histogram for for numeric data. You have comparative bars, you have your heat maps. So a lot of stuff here. So one of the options here is your segment trend. So let's go to segment trend. Let's say I want to trend male. And this is determined by gender is male, and Donald Trump 9 of 10. Okay, so now I've added this, and now I want to, now this is just rendered it by month. We were doing this data collection on a weekly frequency. So I want to see how this might change weekly. And I don't want to see counts. I want to see obviously percentages. So I'm going to quickly change that. And now you'll see this dip because 1 week no data came in. So I can just remove that from my reporting. So I want at least 10 responses before it qualifies. So I've now done that. And that's it. So now I have a trend of male Donald Trump supporters in from my data set. Now I can add the same for any other segments related to. Again, let's do gender as male and ticket led by Kamala Harris with 9 or 10. Go ahead and save that. And here you'll see like how the data has trended over time. And let's just enable, let's say, 1 decimal point here. So you can see slightly more precisely. And here you'll see like it's been similar right up till October, where there was a dip for Donald Trump in May. And then in the third week of October, that kind of changed. So you can kind of make trends out of like any segment of your population, whether it's from the same survey or from any other survey or data set that you have. Now that's kind of the basics of like the dashboard itself. Now there are many more concepts like you have data slicers to kind of compare data by different segments or slices of data. You can do cross tabulation, stat testing, things like that. So you can then over and above this, you can obviously do all of that stuff. Now going to something again that's reasonably powerful. We call that survey stacks. So what survey stacks allows you to do is basically you have like four, five, six different surveys that you've done. And let's say they have like five to six like common questions in these surveys. So you want to kind of make like merge all of this, make one big data set, and then do like a high level reporting on it or comparisons between these surveys. So that's what Survey Stack allows you to do. Simply within minutes, just add as many surveys as you want, merge them into one data set, and then run your reporting on that data set. Then if you go into weighting, we obviously support your static weighting, rim weighting, things like that. So let's say for an example, for the same survey we saw, I want to do some rim weighting. So let's take that survey again. And I want to weight it by gender, age, and ethnicity. And I just want to weight the completed responses. And here I can just put in like the proportion that I want. So I want 51. And here I want like under 18 should be 0. And everything else, let's just say I want that same proportions. And for ethnicity, let's just say I want like 48, whatever number I want. I don't know what the actual number should be, but I'm just putting some numbers here. Hmm. We need to add some more. So let's make this 15. Okay, so now that process will happen as in the background, and basically in the end, you'll get kind of a weighting scheme with, okay, what percentage of data was weighted, was it successful, what's the efficiency of a data. This should typically be about 80%, or you should try to change the proportions. But in general, you can then kind of create those weightings. So for example, like in that data set we saw, like I have like 55% male representation. So obviously I want to kind of underweight that or underrepresent that a little bit and overrepresent female a little bit and so forth. So weighting allows you to kind of correct the representation based on different demographic that you might have. So it's pretty easy to do. Another way you can also use it is like you're doing like a monthly like trend of your customers, right? And every month you want it to be represented based on like the customer base or the customer distribution in your company. So you can keep weighting every quarter of data based on how the data has come in. So trends are consistent and not over or underrepresented by any segment of the customer. So different ways you can potentially use this. And then we have what we call BI variables. So what BI variables allows you to do is essentially two key things. One is you have like some data or a lot of historical data that you have in Excel, CSV, SPSS, or basically any other flat file. So you can basically just dump that data into the system, and that system would be able to kind of consume that, understand what that data is, and automatically structure it for your reporting. So you don't need to sit and make questions and map it to this question and all of that. You just put the raw data in any format, whether it's in like just text form or if it's in answer codes or whatever it is, and then BI will do a lot of processing just by default by itself, and then you can start making edits on it as well. And then we have this concept called map to an existing survey. So what this means is, let's say you've collected about 10, 20,000 responses, and then you're doing some external cluster analysis, and you want to now put that cluster data into the data set to run some cross tabs on that cluster, right? So that you could essentially do that, or like you're doing some external like regression or something like that, which is not supported natively on QuestionPro, for example. So again, you can put those values in and then again run reporting on that. So this allows you to pretty much put in any external data into the same data set for your reporting purposes. And obviously you can export data into different formats as well. Now going into like any of the dashboards. So let's take a look at this dashboard. So any of these widgets you'll always kind of see these AI insights that you'll always find on the dashboard or on the widget. We are also working on something known as kind of summary widget where you can say, okay, these are like the 15 key questions in my survey. Can you give me like a quick summary? So it'll just kind of summarize that entire data set for you. So a lot of AI kind of in this kind of reporting as well. And finally, if you want to, let's say, share this dashboard. So I'm just going to share, enable sharing, which will kind of generate the URL for you. Show insights is essentially show the AI bot or show the AI insights on the dashboard. Allow comments. When you share this dashboard, people can kind of ask you questions. You can answer it. So if you share it with many people, so it almost becomes like a Q&A on your dashboards. And you can enable filtering. So kind of people can filter values, filter dates, things like that on the dashboard itself. And when you share this, like it's like any other, let's say Google Sheet or Google Doc or Office 365, like product where you just need to share the link. They don't need to kind of have an account to be able to kind of access that. Uh, so that's kind of some of the kind of key things I wanted to highlight on the product as of today. And I think something that I'm very excited about that's going to be coming up in the next 2 to 3 months, or even less than that, is essentially cross tabulation 2.0. So we already have kind of a very powerful cross tab engine. But essentially, what we want to do over and above that is I'm just going to go into full screen mode is essentially add this new cost tab model where we have a lot of stat testing and regression and things like that, which you can do on the system itself. So let's just quickly go through this. Push it to the stat testing. Here you will see this is response basing. So many times you just want your cross tab to run on either the sample size or sample size for a particular question or particular segment. So you can basically resample your cross tabs. And here you'll see like these are all the statistical models. So like standard deviation, standard error, a student t-test, ANOVA, MANOVA, chi-square, Pearson's correlation, Spearman correlation. So all of that, you'll find it right here. And what we're also doing, which is kind of first in class essentially, is any of these tests you do, whether student t-test or ANOVA or any of this, it will, as soon as you enable it, it will kind of give you a representation of the data. And does it fit this model? So in most cases, it's going to fit it. If not, like let's say for some reason there are outliers and maybe it's not fitting, we would also give you an alternative that you could essentially use. So in this case here, you'll see like this is the alternative that was provided. So you kind of use this model instead. Similarly, let's say let's go into student t-test. So again, it's going to see, okay, is the student t-test following kind of the curve that we need? If not, like what's the next best statistical analysis you can do on that? So for each of these models, like if the data is not spreading out the way it should be, so then we would give you, let's say, another model that you could potentially use, or just give you recommendations on what's the next best thing you can do. So I think that's going to be very interesting. A lot of AI kind of going behind that as well. Yeah. And this is the last thing, which is like ability to add any variables into your cross tabs. So whether you want to do cross tabs on time series data, on like any other metadata based on like geolocation based on IP, or based on any other variable of data, you'll easily be able to now do that where any of these variables can easily be converted into categorical or other kind of data, and then you can basically use it in cross tabs or any other reporting, frankly, not just cross tabs, but like even your charts and all of that. And that's about it on the BI end. Super excited to kind of showcase cross tabs very soon to you guys as well. Back over to you, Dan.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Kartik. I'm loving the new crosstabs. Obviously, that's gonna be great. And then, yeah, so many cool features in BI. So it is a very powerful platform that I think everyone out there should take a look at and utilize. I wanted to show you a few features that I had talked about. So the first one that I wanted to show is around the attention checks. So let me go back to my survey here. And one of the things that I hear frequently is I need a attention check questions, or I need some questions to, maybe red herring, whatever type of question you want. And oftentimes researchers don't really know what to ask, or they might say, oh, they'll kind of get a little bit tied up in terms of what questions to ask. One of the things that I did is we have this build with QX bot here, And this will build a whole survey for you. But what I did is I took it and I entered it in this prompt. I need questions that are attention checks with fake or unrealistic answer options to help identify inattentive respondents or bots. So this is what I did. Essentially, what you can get is these questions that correlate to this, like what type of favorite or what is your favorite type of fruit? And you can select this. Obviously, select this option. You can either choose to screen them out, or you can collect the data, then throw it out later. You can also go, watch animals known as a man's best friend, dog. So if I wanted to here, select an option that is not a color. So pizza here. You can also add in logic for any of these if you want to screen them out right away. So you can select, if they say red, maybe you want to terminate them because that's not a color. They want to continue if they say pizza. So you can add in all of this different um, logic here, and then you can save the logic and it'll go. Another thing you can do is in this one I have I have maybe 5 to 6 different questions. What I did is I went into this block here. I named it attention checks, and I just choose question randomization. I put all of these into randomly display one from the list below. So at the beginning of the survey, if I preview it, it'll randomly show one of those options before. So this is a way that you can easily add attention check questions into your survey. Again, you can go to, the QX bot, enter that in, and enter in the different prompt that you would like. And sometimes it doesn't give like the best questions, but oftentimes it does. So if you need to run it a few times, you can definitely do that to select some questions that you want to use. So that's one way that you can go about and utilizing the survey generation for attention check questions. The next one here is I wanted to show off turf analysis. So turf analysis in QuestionPro, you enter in a multi-select question type here. So, which of the following ice cream flavors would you be interested in purchasing? And obviously, they can select any answers they want. And then once you have the data collected, you can go to analytics, you can go to analysis here, and then you just go down to turf analysis, select the question here. What you see here is it gives you the top-down reach. And really what this shows you is it shows you the how many potential customers you would reach if you focus on any one particular item. So you can see in this case that strawberry is winning out, then followed by chocolate, mint chocolate chip, cookies and cream, butter pecan, rocky road, and so forth. So this is the top-down reach. You can also go here and get more specifics around completed reach, the number of people that completed the survey, or you can get the overall from people that started and didn't complete it. And then another one you can get is this unduplicated reach here. And unduplicated reach lets you mix and match options to determine what kind of reach you would have if you focus on those particular combinations. So this allows you to really kind of test out some of these different options. So if you had vanilla, chocolate, cookies and cream, butter pecan, maybe you didn't want coffee here, you can see the different reach here. Chocolate 44%, overall reach with all of these combinations is 88.46. So you click on that here and you can see strawberry. This gets you up to, pretty high reach here of 96. So this is what you can do around unduplicated reach. We also have a simulator here as well. And the simulator lets you choose how many items you want to focus on. Then it simulates the reach. It can simulate the cost if you have that entered in. And then also the count based on the number of responses to your survey for every combination of choices possible. So in this particular case, if I run the simulation here, I can see that um, strawberry here is unduplicated reach is 59%. Mint chocolate chip is 48, and so on. It rank orders them here as well. So again, that'll allow you to see how many items you want to focus on and then simulate it. So In this case, this is simulation one. So what I want to do is maybe I want to offer three items. So which three items are the best to offer that will give me the highest unduplicated market share or reach? In this case, it is strawberry, mint chocolate chip, and cookies and cream. So all, really good flavors of ice cream, in my opinion. And you can see most of the time it's going to include strawberry just because that had the highest individual top-down reach. But by using the simulator, you can choose how many you want to offer, and then it'll give you the best combination of those that'll give you the highest unduplicated market share reach here. The price modeling is where you can input an estimated budget, give a tolerance around that budget. So you can do anything you want. So maybe it's, 10% either way. And maybe you want to include four in your simulation. You can go down to simulate price here. In that case, it didn't offer here. Let me go down. I'll go three and then I'll go 20 here. And I'll run this again. Okay, here we go. So this will give me within my budget and these three options. It's chocolate, strawberry, mint chocolate chip. You can see the overall coverage here, the cost, and then the reach count. And it'll go through all of the different combinations and it'll give you the unduplicated market share or reach here as well. So very powerful if you have a budget and you know the costs as well. And then line optimization, this will give you the the group of items that will meet your minimum reach desired at the lowest cost. So, for instance, here, if you have a minimum reach required of 60 and you have three different options, again, the costs are the same. You can simulate these line options, and then this will give you the best options at the best cost or at the lowest cost, excuse me. So that's what we have here in terms of line optimization. So again, turf really powerful if for determining the total unduplicated reach and frequency here. If you have additional questions on this, reach out to us. I'm more than happy to walk you through it and show you really the power of turf analysis that we have here. Another one I wanted to show you is the live cast question type. So this is a question type that you can add into your survey. It's here under live cast. When you add it in, you can see this is in the workspace here. You can go to settings. You can choose the max record time, so anywhere from 15 to 90 seconds. You can choose also different validation. In this case, I have it 45 seconds or less. This was a question that I asked around Super Bowl commercials this year. So I was really interested to see what people thought around Super Bowl commercials and just in general wanted to get some feedback around it. So under analytics here, you can start to analyze those different responses. And if you go in here, you click on the live cast, you can get a different transcript of these as well. So in this particular case, you can see the three videos. If you wanted to just view two of them, you can select two, and then you can go to this play here, and then it'll go through this playlist here, and you can click and see the different transcripts here and different options. So this is something that you can do. You can see the transcript. So this was the full text, and then this is the summary of that transcript. So the summary is very good in terms of highlighting the key components of the overall inside of the transcript. So that's something that you can do. So in this particular case, I said I really like the ads this year. I thought Mountain Dew was an interesting one with Seal being a seal, and I like Little Caesars ad with Eugene Levy. Thought they were all good overall. Not as great as some of the years, but in the past, not as great as some of the years in the past, but not bad overall. And then it, really did a good job of summarizing this as well. So this is what we have in terms of live cast. It's a very powerful question type that you can include in your surveys. If you want access to this or you want to find out more, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to demo it, happy to let you use it and try it out. So this is something that we have, and there's a whole other options here too, where you can choose to like or dislike. I should mention these, and you can choose to view all videos, not viewed, like or dislike videos. You can choose to export this as well into a report. We're also going to be coming out with tagging inside of this, so you can add different tags and tag those videos accordingly. So more to come, but this is a very good and powerful question type that we have here at QuestionPro. So with that, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. As I mentioned, you can find us both on LinkedIn. You can also reach out to us via email as well. It's just dan.fleetwood at questionpro.com, kartik.bot at questionpro.com. And with that, thank you so much for joining the webinar. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. All right, we'll see y'all later.